We are back on another Wuthering Waves video where we're playing Wuthering Waves, and more drip marketing came out. But with the drip marketing came characters, elements, and their weapons. So in this video, we're specifically going to go over CIACCONA. I think that's how you pronounce the name. I'm a stupid American. So off rip, she looks amazing. We have CIACCONA right here. She is going to be an Aero pistol user. Now, this is a really big thing. Whether they're a main DPS, a sub DPS healer. Now, I'm going to get to what I think they'll be in a moment. This is really great because we have two genuinely amazing 5-star options, not even looking at whatever her best in slot will be. And the reason why I say we have two amazing options is we're looking at the Static Mist and the Last Dance, right? The Static Mist you get for free will be 24.3% crit rate. And if you did pull Carlotta's weapon, that's instantaneously 72% crit damage. Now, the thing is, if this character does not scale with Resonant Skill, they're really not going to get the second portion of the buff, but they will get the increased attack by 12%, which is really nice. So again, just strictly going off of that, when you look at this, it's like, okay, we're eating pretty good. We're eating pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, her best in slot will be her designated weapon, but you are sitting on some options, pretty much, which is nice, right? Excuse me. Now, just looking at the design, I mean, her design is beautiful. If we scroll down for a moment, you'll see her splash art over here. Looks absolutely insane. Chef's kiss. She's obviously a 5-star. She's sitting on this book. She's the bard. There is 2 forms above her. I don't know if this is going to be a like a preview of her kid. If she has like a shadow clone jutsu type mechanic where like she gets multiple clones or whatever. I see techies over here saying have sex with the studio woman is crazy, and then Pokey from the screen to the ring. But yeah, it looks really great. I was very surprised. I didn't think I would like her in-game model, but her in-game model looks really awesome. And then you have the animation here as well. Looks absolutely a boba. Looks really, really solid. Again, they cooked. I'm curious to see why her horn is snapped in half. But yeah, like you see this homie right here, like has a little bit of a disc. And I don't know if this is like a bow and arrow or something, but I'm very confused as to why there's multiple of her. I don't remember if they did that in other characters or not, but very interesting stuff there. So really excited. Now, what do I think she'll be? I'm going to be honest with you, man. When you look at the characters currently that we have in the Aero section, it's a little rough, right? So you look at the Yang Yang, she's a sub DPS, really battery recharger, in which that her outro is going to give you more resonance energy. So that's really what she's there for. Not that Yang Yang can't dish out damage, but let's be honest with you, nobody's really doing a million damage with your Yang Yang. Alto is dead in the ditch. I know you can use Alto with Gion, but he's just dead in the ditch. He is a sub DPS, but he's not a good sub DPS, right? Gion is the only main Aero DPS we have at the moment. And so, since Gion's the only main Aero DPS, it is very possible that we will be getting her as a main DPS, especially someone that could synergize with Aero Rover if she's able to apply the Aero Erosion, which I don't know. I have my concerns about. I'll get to in a moment. Johnshin is mainly for CC and sub DPS potential, like with her shielding, but realistically, no one's really using the Johnshin. I know the Blender was a thing in the back in the day, but that's because that's all you had. And then you have Aero Rover, who's absolutely a sub DPS. Aero Rover as a main DPS sucks. It's just not good. That's not to say Aero Rover in himself sucks. I have my thoughts on that, which I'll make a separate video on. But when you're looking at this, we're really missing. I would kind of say Aero Rover is more of just a support healer. I wouldn't even say he's a sub DPS. Let me rephrase that if I said that. My apologies. So when you're really looking at this, it could go either way. I think we could be looking at someone who is a sub DPS that actually has damage potential, or they could say, fuck it, we're going to make them a main DPS. So if I had to put my money on it, I'd probably say DPS. She doesn't really give me DPS vibes, especially because the fact she's a bard and shit. But, you know, I'll go to DPS, and I'm hoping, and I hope it's not cope, that she will again apply Aero Erosion. I want her to synergize with Rover where it feels like there's a real use for him. Currently, right now, Rover is a little lost in the meta sauce. He's like tier 2 on everything. With Gion, he's not as good as Verena or Shorekeeper, and that's all he's got. That's it. So you know, definitely hoping that she will bring Aero Rover's use up substantially. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I think that we have really cool units coming. And again, I'm gonna leave Zanny for a completely different video. But very interesting stuff, man. Very interesting stuff. So I don't know. I think that as long as she's fun and she is somewhat viable, her position doesn't really matter, right? I do think a lot of the times what happens is, including myself, I've been victim of this with, especially with Blant, is we get lost in the meta sauce, as I've said. And a lot of people kind of like, well, the best in slot is not here yet. Like, it was the same with Cantarilla, right? Like, you could absolutely use Cantarilla with Camilla, but is it the most effective? No. Cantarilla is really there for Jinsei, but again, it doesn't 100% synergize. So, very interested to see the route they go down with these kits. I understand people's frustrations not being able to use a character to their full potential outright, like once they launch. But I think it's better than what you get in Staria. I think it's better than getting a best in slot, and then after that, a month or two later, there's another must pull character, right? So, very interesting. I don't know who she'll rerun with. That's the other thing. That's a very interesting one because, I mean, a spoiler, I think Zanny's going to rerun with Phoebe. Who do you put next to her? Maybe you don't have a rerun with her. Maybe she's just there. If she is a Aero sub DPS and she is a true Aero amplifier, better than, Alto, which actually, I don't even know. What is Alto's outro? Does Alto give 38% on his outro, I think? Let's see. What does he give? Aero damage amplified by 23%. Okay, so if she were to possibly provide more than 23% Aero outro or more of an Aero buff, I could see maybe like a her, Gion, and Aero Rover team. But then if she's not applying Aero erosion, you're kind of getting there's no Aero erosion like stacks and stuff. So I don't know. We're in a very interesting spot. They've positioned these characters and they've positioned the meta in a way where I don't think it's the most predictable thing. I feel like the most predictable thing would have given Rover Aero erosion, and they didn't. They made him an Aero converter. So I'm hoping for a main DPS out of this for both of them. Zanny as well. Again, I'll get to that, but I think that it's very plausible. It's very plausible that she is a sub, especially if Zany's a main DPS. So I don't know. We'll see. I also hope her gun turns into this like little bow thing, right? I think that'd be really cool. Wuthering Waves has this thing where they're able to kind of transfer the weapons into something more. And yeah, I think that she would be no exception. So that being said, I love you. I'll see you in the next one.